How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back with a little bit of a non-alcoholic coconut porter up in this piece in the form of Bravus. Non-alcoholic coconut porter. Just realized my microphone not in the optimal position. Now it is. Anytime is a good time for a Bravus. This is Best Buy 0222. So I'm guessing this is canned in February 2021. Bravus sent an email that said, hey, NA Beers, you interested? And I said, you know what? I am, because I actually am. I'm a big fan of well-done non-alcoholic beers, and from what I've had, from what they sent off, which was 6 beers, and I believe this is the fourth one I'm diving into, they've been pretty nice. I mean, the Blondale's Blondale, and the IPA was okay, but, the darker beer that I had was quite nice. And I'm kind of thinking this one might be the best of the bunch. We don't want to go into these with preconceived notions, but I believe like darker, maltier beers work better in the non-alcoholic range in combination when you're talking about a coconut kind of addition to it. I think it might play quite well, so we'll see what's what. Beer-wise, looks the part of a nice little porter. Can-wise, looks the part of what you would do a coconut porter on, I guess. I don't know. Let's see if we can get a nose. I mean, that smells nice because you get this nice oaty roasted maltiness that's not actually all that kind of steamed. When I say steamed, a lot of times on these non-alcoholic beers, I tend to get this kind of like undercooked kind of porridge oatmeal-y kind of thing. And while you get a tinge of that here, it comes off a little bit more bold, a little bit more roasty, a little bit more toasty. And then when you add that kind of coconut portion to show in there, it just gives you that nice kind of soft, 5-6% kind of coconut porter that you kind of grew up with. Or at least I should say I grew up with. Coconut porters were kind of like the kooky, crazy thing a lot of breweries did, in the late 90s and early 2000s before, pastry stouts and all that kind of stuff took over. That's very much what this kind of smells of. So let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. So you get that undercooked kind of porridgey doughiness that you typically get from non-alcoholic beers. So it has that kind of soft, undercooked, underboiled kind of graininess to it. Inherent to almost all non-alcoholic beers. But not overly aggressive. You get it, but you also get this nice little soft roastiness, which is quite nice. Whenever I get any kind of I wouldn't call it biting or sharp, but it's something above just a neutral kind of aggressiveness from like a bittering or roasted standpoint here with these non-alcoholic beers is a plus. You get a little bit of soft kind of vanilla vibes. I assume that's that undercooked kind of graininess, a decent amount of kind of oatiness to this beer. They actually call out the ingredients on this. Water, malted barley, coconut, chocolate. Oh, okay, chocolate in this sucker. Hops and yeast. And then you get that soft little coconut vibe kind of floating around in there. It's definitely an under-toasted, or not even toasted, like lightly toasted kind of coconut in there. That mouth feels nice, especially for a non-alcoholic beer. It's just tasty, man. You give this to me as a mystery beer, I might think this is like a low ABV porter. Let's put it that way. Or I could be completely fooled and I think it's like a 15% imperial porter. I hope not. But actually, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? I don't mean to say it like that. I don't mean to be like, it's not that bad and that it's not good, but it's not bad. No, it's actually kind of tasty. It definitely gives me the vibes of a nice, soft, low ABV coconut porter. But for me, that kind of undercooked, porridgey, kind of wet oatmeal-y kind of thing that I typically get from non-alcoholic beers is definitely here. But it's easy to dismiss that because the rest of it's quite pleasant, quite nice. Not too shabby of a beer, let's put it that way. Yeah, soft coconut vibes. A little bit of roastedness. Maltiness comes through, albeit a little bit kind of wet. It's a damp, porridgey kind of thing that is pretty much par for the course when it comes to non-alcoholic beers. This is one of the better ones I've had as of late, non-alcoholic stuff. Actually, yeah, it's probably up there, closer to the top. I like that combination of the porter with that coconut thing. It adds a little dimension that kind of separates from that kind of non-alcoholic kind of vibe you get from that undercooked grain, and works kind of nice. Value and availability on this sucker, no idea. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like porters, subtle coconut, and you want something non-alcoholic. I mean, it's that on the nose, and that it's giving you that. You know, it's going to be confused with a really well done 6% coconut porter. Side by side, absolutely not. But, you know, drinking on its own, drinking on it without having that side by side, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. So if you dig those flavors, you'll dig this. There you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And definitely let me know if you've had this before. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of NA beer right now. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.